Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to have the first impression review for iOS 14. Now this is the beta 1 for iOS 14 and I have been using it on the iPhone SE, which is the oldest devices supported with iOS 14. You also do get the 6S, so both these devices do get another entire year of support, which is great. Now iOS 14, in terms of stability, I have to say that even though beta 1, it's still really pretty much stable, and I haven't had any issues that's led me to do a complete factory reset or a restore. The phone hasn't locked up on me. A couple of issues are there, but once you just restart the device, it's going to be fine again. Now iOS 14 does bring a couple of new features to the table, and unfortunately we did not get the entire home screen redesign as many did predict, but again I guess that's coming next year. But for this year we have widgets. Finally, Apple has given iOS the ability to have widgets on the home screen. Now it's very easy to add widgets. All you have to do is just hold up on an icon and get it into wiggle mode. Click on the plus, and now you have access to the widgets. You have a Smart Stack widget, photos, notes, maps. You've got weather, calendar, as well as a couple of other widgets. Now mostly right now with iOS 14 beta 1, we have access to only first party widgets from Apple, but Craig Federighi did mention that even third party widgets will be allowed on iOS 14. So you can add widgets for YouTube, WhatsApp, Gmail, and all of these third-party apps. So that's going to be great. But as of now, on beta 1, we do not have access to third-party widgets. Now to add your widget, just click on the widget you'd like to add. You can also choose different sizes depending upon the size you'd like. I like to have a large widget, so let's add this right there. Okay, and just get out of wiggle mode. So as you can see, the Smart Stack shows different widgets depending on what it learns you want to see during the day. So we've got weather. We can scroll down, maps, series suggestions, notes, calendar, and you can just easily click in and view even more information. So that is widgets. Now you can also have an entire screen of widgets, but again, it's going to be dependent upon the size of your device. We can add another widget on the screen as well, as you can see right there. It's very easy to just move them around. Okay, that's a bug. We'll get this back. All right there. And it's also pretty easy to just delete them. You can also edit the widget, for example, add new locations right here, as well as with calendar. So that is widgets. Now moving on to home screens. Now Apple also did mention that you can have pretty much all of your apps within the app library. So this is going to be located after the last page on the right side. So you have the app library. The app library is basically a complete collection of all the apps that are on your iPhone. So even if you do not want to have all of your apps on the home screen, all of them will be here in the app library. Now you can search for an app quite easily. Let's search for Facebook. There you go. And you can access your apps from within here. Now this does have universal search. So we can search for other results as well, which isn't quite working right now. But one drawback within the app library is basically you cannot move any of these applications within the app library. As you can see, you cannot set your folders within the app library. All of this is done through software, and that is something I wish Apple would allow us to customize. Now you can get in and look at different applications, and I guess this would look much better and be even more useful on a larger display, as you can see. So that is basically app library. You can pretty much have a completely clear home screen. All you have to do is just get into wiggle mode and click on the little dots at the bottom. And now you can see we have all of our home screens right there. You can just disable the home screens that you do not want to see. Kind of hard to do it on video, but there we go. We have disabled pretty much all the screens. Now you can't disable all of them. You have to keep at least one. So let's say we'll keep this one. Okay, and there it is. So right now, as you can see, I have just one home screen and we have app gallery on the right. You also have the option to remove all of these applications from the home screen. As you can see, remove app. Now it's not going to delete. You have the option to delete the app. All you have to do is just click on add to library and remove all these applications, and you can finally have a clean home screen with no apps on it, and you can finally see a wallpaper. When you need your apps, all you just do is swipe across and you'll be in app library. You can have access to all of your applications right there, or you can just search the app library to get access to all of your applications right there again. So that is the new home screen with the widgets and the app gallery. Now moving on, iOS 14 also has a bit of redesign within the call menu. So when you are making a call or when you are receiving the call, the entire screen isn't going to be taken up by the call. You'll just have a little bar at the top. I'm sorry I can't demonstrate that to you right now because I'm outside and I do not have another device to call this one. So but you will just have a call bar right there like Android, and if you do not want to receive the call at that particular moment, you can just flick it out of the way and continue to do what you are doing. Now also when you do get into contacts, let's just see, let's get into Apple. When you do get into contacts, the overall interface is again slightly more different. As you can see, the button shapes have been changed, and overall it's made much more legible and easier on the eyes. So that is a slight redesign in there. And on the left, as usual, we do have the widgets panel. Now again, once iOS 14 starts supporting third-party widgets, all of that is going to be added right here. Furthermore, Spotlight search still remains the same. Now this has universal search, so you can search for pretty much anything directly from Spotlight search. Another redesign was in terms of Siri. So Siri is now just a little pop-up. I'll just show it to you. Hey Siri, what's the weather like? So as you can see, you've got a little pop-up of Siri,
and 26 degrees.
Siri
Expect
results now
thunderstorms and
appear.
cloudy skies starting in the afternoon.
All right.
Temperatures are heading down from 27 degrees to 22 tonight.
Okay, thank you. Now, as you can see, so your Siri results are pretty much going to look like a notification banner, and once Siri is done, it's going to move out. Now, there is one thing, even though Siri does appear here, you cannot pretty much interact with anything while Siri is in action. So that is something which I really do like with Siri down there. And Siri is now supposedly smarter. So according to Apple, she's got 20 times more information than 3 years ago. So I guess the only time is going to tell us. But right now, Siri has got a little bit more smarter with a brand new interface. So guys, pretty much that is pretty much it when it comes to iOS 14. Now we do have a lot more changes when you talk about maps and other things like that. I'll just re-enable all of the home screens and that one. Right, okay. All right, so we've got all our home screens back. So yeah, we do have electric charging tracking with maps. Maps is even better, and we do have a couple more features with iOS 14. Now all of those are mostly region specific, and right now the features that I have talked to you about are pretty much the main new features with iOS 14. Now those of you who are interested in the Geekbench scores, I did run a test, so let me just get that up for you right here. So in terms of history, we have one here. So it's sitting at 2501 in single core and 4527 in multi-core. So that is your Geekbench scores right now. As you can see, an average SE on iOS 13 is at 2409, whereas on iOS 14 you do have a slight speed increase. The same does apply again to a multi-core score as well. But again, guys, don't expect large performance gains. It's just going to be a very, very minor increase. And remember, this is a beta, so performance, all of these things are subjective to change. So in terms of battery life, I have to say that the battery life I am getting on iOS 14 is also pretty good. In terms of battery health, it is at 93%, and approximately 2.5 to 3 hours of screen on time. Again, pretty much basic battery life for an iPhone SE, nothing great there. But Apple has pushed in a lot of features when it comes to Safari, privacy mode. You do have picture-in-picture that is supported on iOS 14, but unfortunately that only works within Apple TV. Let me just see if I can get something up and playing for you guys, and I'll demonstrate picture-in-picture. But as it stands right now, picture-in-picture is not available on third-party applications like YouTube and Netflix. So that is something.
Updated extra large face with a huge rich complication
Okay, I'll
right in the
just
center.
drop the volume a bit. All right, so this is WWDC 2020, and we can go home. As you can see, even on a tiny display like the iPhone SE, we are able to continue and do
While there are so many ways to
other
configure watch
tasks.
faces, you may not have gone in
Now
and set this
you
up
can
yourself
also
yet.
continue
That's
to
okay.
surf the web. You
With
can push
WatchOS
out
7, we're making
the
it
picture-in-picture
super
in the
easy to
side,
share
and
watch
the
faces.
audio will
Take
still
a
continue to
discovered
play.
face
So
works
that is
perfectly for
also
you.
a really
To do
nice
this, we're
feature.
introducing
It's
Face
just
Sharing.
that Apple should get
You'll be able
third-party
to
support for
discover
picture-in-picture
curated faces with third-party
really
apps on
soon,
the App Store.
and that is going to be a really good one. You can watch YouTube videos without being within the YouTube app. Unfortunately, iOS 14 also still does not bring split screen support to iPhone, but again, be happy with pretty much what you've got in iOS 14. And overall, guys, it's been a pretty good experience on the iPhone SE, one of the oldest devices to support iOS 14, and I'm pretty sure that newer devices, the performance is going to be much better. So stay tuned for more iOS 14 content. If you did like the video, guys, hit that like button and that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.